Hi there. In this video, I want to talk to you about multiple order bumps in ThriveCart Pro Plus. This is a really exciting new feature, and it allows us not only to add multiple order bumps to our checkout page rather than just one, it also allows us to decide which order bumps are being shown to which people in your audience. So basically, the checkout page is going to adapt depending on who is seeing that checkout page. And this can be dependent on past purchase behavior by a particular person or their current actions on the checkout page. More on that later. In this video, I will show you exactly how to set up these multiple order bumps and how to work with these show and hide features. Some of them are based on the past purchase behavior and some on the current actions. And I did a bunch of testing to figure out how these two interact with one another as well. And in this video, I'll share the results so you won't have to do all that testing yourself. Let's dive in. So real quick, so we're talking about the same thing, order bumps versus upsells. An order bump is something that's right on the checkout page. It's a low-cost, no-brainer add-on that they can simply add to their cart by checking the box. An upsell, on the other hand, is sold on the page after checkout. It often has a full sales page and is higher priced. Now, with ThriveCart Pro Plus, we can now have multiple order bumps, and this allows us to offer different low-cost, easy buying decisions to our customers. And this, of course, helps with increased average order value. You can tailor to different buyers, such as offering fast-track templates or more personal support, and you can offer related products to whatever it is that the main product is that you are selling. It allows you to subtly introduce new to them products, and it allows you to really easily test new products without having to create a full sales page or a full funnel. And now with this new option, you can customize the list of the bump offers as well. So we can not only offer multiple, we can customize the list. So the checkout page is going to look different for each person that is seeing the checkout page. So what do these pages look like? Here is an example of a new checkout page, and generally there used to be just one bump offer, and now we have multiple. And like I said, which ones are showing can be set up to be dependent upon past purchases people have made. And then when it comes to their current actions on a checkout page, for example, here, if they select order bump number 3, number 4 is appearing. So this could be something that's only relevant if they purchase number 3, or it would go with it really well, but wouldn't specifically be sold on its own. So it's only appearing when they select this order bump number 3. And of course, this allows for all kinds of really cool marketing setup. You can think of many ways to use this. So let's head back to the presentation here. And let's have a look at what exactly you'll need to be able to use the multiple order bumps in ThriveCart. So you'll need a ThriveCart Pro Plus account, and it needs to be connected to your Stripe Connect Plus. And then, of course, you would need a main product so that we can add the order bumps to it. And then optional, you would need to have your digital products or courses set up in Learn if that's where you are hosting your information for them that you're selling, so that you can link that up in the fulfillment tab. So how to actually set up the multiple bump offers? This page should look somewhat familiar, at least the top part where you see options, pricing, bumps, processors, and affiliates. For each product in ThriveCart, you need to go through these different steps. And obviously here we're looking at the bump section. You can add an existing bump. As you can see, the button at the bottom right where it says use existing bump, it shows you a list of previously set up bump offers, and you can select one, and then it will copy over the price as well as the name, but not the design. Or you can choose add bump, the button on the left-hand side. So let me show you what that looks like here in ThriveCart. If you click add bump, you can select the product name, set the price, and then here I tend to leave this to be no for the question, should the bump be pre-selected by default? I'd rather have people actively select an offer that they're choosing, so they're not accidentally buying something that they didn't intend to buy and then having to deal with refunds and not happy customers. So I prefer to set this to no. These sections here are related to, always show bump is related to specific rules for current behavior. So for example, like I showed the bump offer 3 being selected and then number 4 appearing. And these are here for whether to show or hide particular offers for returning customers of particular products. But I'll come back to this section later on. Here you can see it is a digital product. With these multiple bump offers, you can only have digital products, so no physical products, and also not a combination of physical and digital. So let's head back here. Okay, a couple things to keep in mind with multiple order bumps. There is a maximum of 6. You need to connect your Stripe Connect Plus not only on the account level, but also on the main product level in the processor tab. You can do digital products only. Like I said, when you use an existing bump, it copies the name and the pricing details, but not the design. Make sure to remember to set up the fulfillment for each bump in the fulfillment tab. And on the checkout page, it's helpful to check the order of the bumps and that the information that you're putting in manually, like some copy and wording about the pricing, actually is linked up to the right order bump. You can see that over on the left-hand side. And what's really great is that this works both with classic and new checkouts from the gallery. So here is where it gets really interesting and a little bit more techy, but I'm going to walk you through it all, don't worry. So we can show and hide particular offers based on what returning customers have done in the past. So we can decide to show or hide a particular offer based on whether they purchased a particular product in the past. And the second option is that we can show and hide particular offers based on current actions, and these are called rules, based on current actions like selecting that third bump offer and then number 4 appearing. So this one is about showing. So here you would select that checkbox for showing for returning customer, and then you get a drop down of products and you can select which products this particular, if they purchase a particular product, like in this example, product A or B, then this particular offer should be shown. And in that case, bump 1 would only be shown to people who purchased product A or B in the past. Now with the hide feature, bump number 1 should not be shown to people who purchased product A or B in the past, maybe because it's too similar or completely unrelated to what they purchased before. Then you can choose the hide option and again select products A and B from the list. And then bump 1 would not be shown to people who purchased product A or B in the past, but everyone else would still see the product. Couple things that are good to know. For this, make sure that you select yes, always show bump. And then previous purchase products must be main products and must be live in your ThriveCart account for them to show up in that list of products that you can select. There's no need for these previously purchased products to have been purchased through Stripe Connect Plus. So even purchases from before this new update will work with this setup. And it seems that this works based on cookies. Okay, some testing that I've done. If you choose yes, always show the bump, but you also select hide for a returning customer, what would it do? Would it show the bump or would it not show the bump? So I tested that. And the result is the product will not show for a customer who previously purchased the product. So this hide option overrides the yes, always show bump. Okay, now onto the show and hide rules based on current actions, right? So when bump offer 1 is selected, show bump offer 2, for example. And in the example that I showed on the live page, it was when 3 was selected, show number 4. And obviously these would have much cooler names, but I just wanted to make it clear here on the video. So how to set that up? If you're doing this thing where if they select offer 1, number 2 is being shown, then on bump offer number 1, you would select yes, always show bump, so that it's there for people to actually click on it. And then on 2, you would say no, but only, not always, on the question always show bump, you say no, show the bump based on rules. And then the rule that you set up is when bump offer 1 is selected, show bump offer 2. So to share a real quick inside ThriveCart itself, here for bump offer 1, you would have yes, always show. And then here for bump offer 2, you would choose no and show it based upon the rules. And then here at the bottom section, we have the actual rules here. You would add a rule and choose when bump offer 1 is selected, then show bump offer 2. And you save it, and then that's done. And it shows up here, okay? Just going to remove it for now, but that's how you do that. Let me just put this back as it was. Okay, so that's how you set up these rules. Good to know here, the bump only appears when someone selects the trigger bump, right? So in the case of this example, only when number 1 is being checked, then number 2 appears, or number 4 only appears when option 3 is selected. And once a bump appears, it remains visible. So even if they were to unselect bump offer 1, it would still show number 2. It's not going to go away. And each bump can only be triggered by one rule. Okay, some testing. Scenario 2. Even though one bump can only be triggered by one other bump, it is possible to create a chain of appearing bumps. So for example, I can say, okay, when bump offer 1 is selected, then show bump offer 2. And then also when bump 2 is selected, then show bump offer 3. So you can kind of like create a chain reaction of sorts, which is really cool, I think. And some more testing. Scenario 3. Okay, so bump offer 2 is hidden from people who purchased a particular product. However, rule 1 says when bump offer 1 is selected, show offer 2. What will happen in that case? So it should be hidden because they already purchased something similar in the past, for example. However, when bump offer 1 is selected in the rule, it will show bump offer 2. The result is bump offer 2 will appear for this person if bump offer 1 is selected. So initial visibility is decided by the show or hide for returning customer setup. So that's the past purchases. But this can be overruled by the show and hide rules based on the customer selection. So that's here with the rules where, they select offer 1 and then offer 2 appears. So this means you need to think strategically about how you set up your bump offers so you won't have appearing bump offers that should remain hidden. Or you can add a note like, did you already purchase this? Log into your course area to access it. Okay, some more testing. Bump offer 2 is set to always show bump, and there is a rule that says when bump offer 1 is selected, then show bump offer 2. So basically, we're using a rule without telling the system to use the rules. And then the result is bump offer 2 will appear for this person even without selecting bump offer 1. And the conclusion is visibility is set by always show bump and the rule will be ignored, which makes sense because basically it's saying, yes, always show it. And the other option is no, use the rules. And we're saying we're not doing that. We're not using the rules. So you can have a rule, but if you say, yes, always show the bump, then the rule is just going to be ignored, as it should be. Okay, conclusions based on the testing. The visibility of bump offers is mainly set by the show hide options related to past purchases. This overrides always show bump. So you can have it set to always show bump, but if it's hidden based or shown on past purchases, that overrides it. Okay, if show bump based on rules is selected, you may want to screenshot this. It's a lot, I know. So if show bump based on rules is selected, the rules override the show hide options based on past purchases. And if always show bump is selected and there is a rule in place, the rule will be ignored, as it should be. Okay, a quick recap for multiple order bumps. It's a great way to increase your average order value and to test new products in a customized way so the best offers match your customers' previous and current behavior. So based on their past purchases as well as what they're currently selecting, the page is going to adapt. And that's really great because it allows for a really customized experience. Okay, some action steps to wrap up this video here. So I would recommend that you first list your current bump offers and think about whether there are others that you could add. That could be a shortcut for people, that could be extra support, or that they could use in addition to the products they already have. And then think about which of these offers should be shown or hidden based on previous purchases. So you may just want to make a list of all of them and write that down. And then make sure that these previously purchased products, there's a D missing there, sorry, are set to live in ThriveCart so that they actually show up in that list of products. And then think about the show hide rules based on selection, so what they are checking on the checkout page. So which bump offer should appear only when another bump offer is selected. So for example, if they purchase 2 consultation sessions, they might want to add a third at a discounted rate. You can think of all kinds of scenarios there. And then, of course, onto the practical setup. You would need your ThriveCart Pro Plus connected to Stripe Connect Plus and select that one as a payment processor for this particular product as well. And then, of course, you need to set up the bump offers, including fulfillment, style the bump offers on the checkout page and make sure they are connected to the right offer, and set up the show and hide options based on previously purchased products, as well as the show and hide options based on the selections that they make currently on the checkout page. Okay, I'd be very happy to help you create your own unique setup in ThriveCart Pro Plus. So if you want help with that, feel free to reach out, info@askwelmoed.com, or simply my website, askwelmoed.com as well. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Bye!